and there is no noise because the H, as you have may already guessed, stands for hybrid. The only noise it comes from is from the air conditioner fan, which I'm gonna turn off so it doesn't get too annoying. And now the engine started, so let's go for a drive. And also, I think one thing to consider is if you are thinking on buying one, is that all the Lexuses come with a automatic gearbox. So let's get it into drive and go for a drive. Turn in a drive and go for a drive. Is it tautology, or I'm not sure what's the word for that. Okay, now let's push it a little bit. Let's put it into sports mode. And now I have the active sound control on, and you're gonna hear it. And when you press it, let's just get to a better place. Yeah, that's how it sounds. It does add some artificial noise inside the car, and of course an idiot decided to cut my way on the roundabout. Why not? It's free to be an idiot. They don't charge you for that. The engine has some noise. Obviously it's nothing to impress anyone, but yeah, not amazing. And what you can do in that car, for example, now we are in EV mode. If I don't press on the accelerator hard, I could go up to about, I believe it was 30 miles. I can go on EV mode, so 30 miles per hour. The range is around 2-3 miles, something like that. Not a lot. So you cannot be going around in EV mode and hoping to save petrol. The best thing to do if you want to drive economically in that car is to leave it itself decide when to kick in. So keep it in normal mode, so keep it like this, and the car will decide itself when is best to go into EV mode, when the engine needs to kick in. And yeah, so yeah, is it worth buying this car? Well, yeah, it is worth buying this car. First, Lexus are known for their reliability, and that was my main reason for opting for that specific car. The GS version from that year, from 2015-16 onwards, the GS is probably a little bit nicer in specific areas, but also having in mind whether there is going to be an inflation or recession. We are approaching quite uncertain times, and what I like in this car is the annual tax, which is only £10, which is quite good. You probably agree with me. And also it is very economical. I'm getting around between 40 and 50 miles per gallon on a tank, so that is, I must say, very, very good. And if the car is as reliable as it's known to be, then yeah, happy days for me and for everyone who wants to buy this car. Let's talk about who that car may be for. Now, if you are a petrol head, I don't think that car is for you. The reason for is, as a hybrid, this car does 0 to 60 in about 8 seconds, which is not slow, but it's also not fast. And sound-wise, it's definitely not something that is gonna impress anyone. Now, if you want to have the style I would say yes, that car is indeed for you. If you want to have the reliability that Lexus are known for, again, that car, it is for you. As these cars, the hybrid battery on those have been well proven, the engine, the gearbox. Oh, and also if you're a petrol head, that gearbox CVT is definitely not for you. That CVT gearbox, you just press on the pedal and it starts making noise. You go faster, but it is weird experience. Maybe it's something similar to electric cars, what electric cars would be, but the acceleration is nowhere near the acceleration of an electric car, especially those high-powered electric cars. Maybe it's better than Renault Zoe, but still, Renault Zoe is not my car that I would be driving, so that's why I'm not comparing it to a Renault Zoe. Now, yeah, if you want reliability, I would go for Lexus. If you want style, I would go for Lexus. If you want gimmicky things, again, I would go for that car. So I wanted to go for the F Sport, first and mainly because of that instrument cluster, which has some interesting features, and it resembles the one in the Lexus LFA. And probably that is the closest that I will ever get to an LFA. Hopefully not, but probably. Now, the other thing that I really like in that car are these seats. These seats are extremely comfortable. I cannot explain. They're really, really comfortable. And over here, let's continue with the gimmicky things. We have got ventilated seats, heated seats. It is Mark and Levinson sound system, which sounds amazing. Probably that is the best sound system I have ever had in any car. And here is the speedometer that I was telling you earlier about. So see, you can turn it from side to side. And for this year car, actually the graphics are not that bad. There you don't see the separate pixels, which is good. And to turn it back, here you can change the modes. Now we were in sports mode. I'm gonna push it for normal and you're gonna see the change in this instrument cluster. So that's when I push it. And to go to normal, you go eco mode, and yeah, you've got different modes. That's the sport, that's the eco, and that is the normal mode. As you would expect, you have a reversing camera. So when you go to reverse, you have reversing camera, and you've got that analog clock, which I find to be really cool. I like some analog stuff. You've got memory seats, auto mirrors, and you've got 4 electric windows. Here is the active sound control. You've got parking sensors at the back and the rear, apart from the camera. Obviously, you've got your navigation, auto dimming mirror. And so what are the things to consider when you are about to purchase that car? First, I will steer away from the high mileage cars, from the low price cars, because they may most likely be involved in an accident. Definitely do accident report check to see if the car has been involved in an accident. Also look for service history of the car. If it has full service history. One thing that these cars suffer from is the LCA bushing. So that is 2 bushes on the front, 2 wheels that are just factory made, a little bit too soft, and because of that the front wheels, they tend to wear out on the inside a little bit faster, so you get a little bit of uneven wear, especially on braking. Another thing to consider is that you need to keep up with the maintenance. So every 6,000-8,000 miles is good to change the engine oil, the filters, the air filter, the oil filter, the cabin filters, so all these things. And if you do that you will have no troubles. Good things on those cars is that they use the regenerative braking, so the front, the rear discs and the pads, they wear out much slower compared to the normal vehicles. If you were to buy any of the Lexus, it doesn't matter whether it's the IS, GS, CT, that's the other hybrid Lexus. Join the Lexus community, very helpful chaps, and they're gonna tell you anything that you may need help with. Okay, so that was my quick introduction of my car and whether it is worth buying one or not.